I took my nails off. Good morning, good morning. I'm sorry I didn't do my reading yesterday. I was super tired and I did all my errands and I got groceries and I did all the things. So we're doing it today and we're doing it outside and it's raining. So I'm sitting outside by the pool. Do you hear that? It's so beautiful. I love the rain. It's my favorite. I need to delete stuff on my phone because I'm running out of space. Anyway, how are you guys? How were you yesterday? I'm sorry I missed you. Oh, I didn't pick them up. This table's kind of dirty. I didn't get to do my reading yesterday. I just got so busy and we went to the grocery store and like that, I was restocking like all the things. So it took like 2 hours, I think. By the time we got in, we got out, we got home. And then putting all the stuff away. Anyway, I hope you had a really good day yesterday. I missed you guys. This is fun for me. This is like my new normal everyday thing, so I love it. Anyway, so this is the Ask Your Guides. We're asking our guides, our spirit guides, what does the collective need to know? What does our soul tribe need to know? So let's see. Let me give another shuffle. All right. So guides, what does our collective soul tribe need to know? This one will go down. Goals. What a good one. All right. Let me pull that up. So this is goals number 25, and it says teacher guides. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Can you see it? My nails are not cute. I'm going to do them tomorrow. Okay, so 25 goals. Dedication, training, work, and skills. You can create whatever you truly desire, but only if you're willing to do the necessary work to accomplish it. That means no shortcuts, no bypasses, and no free lunches. The only path to success is discipline and consistency. Consistency. Fortunately, your teacher guides are present, helping you develop the dedication and mature work ethic to achieve such success. You are advised to get organized and be practical. Approach your goals one small step at a time. Show up every day to the work you desire, and it will come to pass. Be willing to do whatever it takes to reach your aims. If you aren't clear about what to do, seek out the help of mentors and guides who specialize in your field of interest. Study and learn with dedication and set your standards high. Your teacher guide's message to you is mastery comes from demanding nothing less than the best from yourself. This is so good because New Year, what is today? The 27th? The 28th? New Year is like 3 days away or something like that. And I was literally just talking to my friend before I hit record on this about your goals and your intentions for next year. Normally we do, like, I say we, me and my sister back in the day used to do vision boards, and then a couple of years ago, I think 2020, maybe 2021 and 22, oh, I put these in here wrong. I did another vision board, and they're beautiful and they're fun, and it's creative for me to, like, you know, do the cutting and pasting and make it look super cool and creative. But that year for me wasn't great. So all the things, so all the things on my board, I don't know. It didn't. So now, I think I'm going to make a list. Like I was trying to journal, earlier. So I think that'll be something I do, is to start writing all of them down, because I was literally trying to work on my list. Because back in the day, I used to have, like in high school, I made, what do you call it? Like a, oh my gosh, what do you call it? A bucket list. Like I used to have a bucket list of all the things I wanted to do and experience before I died. And I guess the more I talked about it, people liked it and were intrigued by it, but they were also like, that's kind of morbid. Like, are you dying? And I'm like, I guess not. Like, I guess I should call it like a life list. Like, these are all the things I want to do in life. Like, the things that seem silly or small to someone else, or something that seems so out of reach for someone else. Like, they might not believe it, but that's because it's not their list, you know? Like, it's my list. Like, I remember one of the things I had on there, which is so crazy because I talk about singing a lot. And so I joined a choir last year, right? In August. And it was amazing. It was amazing for what it was. And then going through my divorce, or going through my separation in September, I had to kind of pull back from that, and I didn't get to perform in that show, our fall show, and then I didn't get to perform in our Christmas show because I just wasn't available to do all the rehearsals because of kind of how our situation's been going. Like, I haven't been able to. So it's kind of just on hold right now. Like, I'm still in the choir, and we're going to restart in January. So I'm hoping, like, that's definitely going to be one of my intentions and one of my goals, to dedicate and carve out the time to actually attend rehearsals so that I can finally be able to perform in, like, I think our spring show in March. And I'm just really looking forward to it. I'm excited, and I'm super eager, and it's something I really want to do. And then I sing in the car all the time, and I have my new mic. I haven't used it yet, but I have my new mic to sing and stuff, which I'm excited about. But the whole reason I'm saying this is because one of the things on my list, of my, like, bucket list, life list, is I put to sing. What did I say? To sing and perform in another country. And I'm pretty certain that's going to happen, you know? I had being a surrogate on my list, and that happened. Like, I started to take, I guess since high school, like, I really took my list seriously of my life. Like, I want to do all these things, and I'm not going to let anyone's opinion or just life get in the way. Like, these things are going to happen. And so with that much belief in it, I guess I'm trying to encourage you all, set your intentions for next year. Set your goals. Set your, call it whatever you want. Call it, a bucket list, a life list, a to-do list. You can name it whatever you want to name it. But make a list of all the things that light you up, that give you that spark, that just raises your vibration to create, or to, like, whatever it is. Like, think back to your inner child, like, or think back to when you were a child. Like, what are those things that just lit you up? And do them. The more you do those things, you raise your frequency and your vibration, and then it ripples into the people who are around you and the people who are around them, and just your attraction of good things, and more of that frequency will want to come to you, At least that's what I believe. So anyway, that was just a really good card. Okay, so now this is the inner child deck. If you are also on your healing journey, trying to heal your inner child and work on your past traumas, this is for you. So Spirit, what do we need to hear? What does the collective need to hear when it comes to our inner child? I'm just staring at the rain. I love it. I love the rain. The way it hits the water in the pool. I'll show you at the end if I remember, okay? I'm trying to not run out of time. Because I just talk. I'm such a talker. I just love sharing my energy with you. So thank you for whoever's here, whoever's joining, whoever's listening. I appreciate it. What does our collective need to hear in regards to our inner child? What does my soul tribe need to hear? Or what do I need to hear? Oh. Say yes. What? Here, I'm going to put that one back because I just want one. Do you hear the thunder? So good. Thunder. Feel the thunder. You know the song? Okay. Imagine Dragons. If that resonates. Synergy. Okay, so this says, say yes. Now is the time to be open and receive. Oh, I love it. Okay, and this is number 30. Oh, it smells so good, like the rain. Okay, let me switch my hands so I can read this. And yes, in the background, I have Twilight. We're doing a Twilight marathon just on the TV. Okay, here we go. Because it's raining, you know, and that's my raining movie. So say yes. Being truly open to life can be a bit unnerving. There is so many possibilities and unknowns, and we could never analyze them all. While there is much wisdom in weighing the options before us, sometimes there will be aspects of the future that we can never truly know until we walk that road. It was in the moments that we have to take a leap of faith and say yes. If you pulled this card, now might be the time to open up and receive. Wonderment exercise. If you are not open to the many good things in life, they can pass us by. Practice saying yes to what you know will help you grow. There is abundance all around us. Sometimes we need to make space for it to arrive. Responsive journaling prompt is, how does it feel in your body when you say yes to something new? How does it feel not knowing the outcome when you say yes? If it is a negative feeling, what is something you might be able to do to feel more positive about the unknown? That might have been it. That was so good too. Oh my gosh. Okay, so say yes. So I remember one year, was it last year? It might have been last year for 2023 and I've done this other years, and so many amazing, wonderful, positive, beautiful things had happened. I think it was 2020 actually. From 2019 to 2020, in that new year, I said I was going to say yes, like in Yes Man. And any opportunity that presented itself, like if I was invited somewhere, or if I got a call about this or that, or like I was going to say yes. I was going to be open to the idea. And a lot of beautiful things happened, and a lot of challenging things happened. But in all of those things, I learned so much. I learned so much. Like I was telling you yesterday or the other day, like I learned so much about myself, what I tolerated, and like my people pleasing tendencies, or I didn't like confrontation at all. And now I'm very assertive, and I'm very what's the word? Like I understand my worth, and I understand what I deserve and how I deserve to be treated, you know? And I just have to stand on that, even if others don't agree. Like, I've always let them, anyone in the world, like I've always let them have their opinion and have their words. And because I was not confrontational, I didn't do that. I just was quiet and like, okay, or I would just take it, you know, like, oh, like in my marriage, like stuff would happen and I wouldn't argue. I would just cower and cry and just kind of take it. And I'm not doing that anymore. Like, I'm not going to continue to live my life that way because I don't deserve it. So anyways, this is How You Heal. This is our book that we've been reading. So let me go to the next chapter. Oh, my whole story about the yes thing. I think I'm going to do that this year. That's going to be on my list of things. To say yes to more opportunities. To say yes to, like, let's go skating. Let's go to the movies. Let's go to dinner. Let's go to lunch. Let's go to the opera. Okay, that's my list for sure. Like, I want to do what I always thought grown-ups did when I was a kid. Like, I want to go to the opera. I want to go to the symphony. I want to go to musicals. I want to travel. Like, all those things I kind of just threw out the window because they just felt like I couldn't do it anymore. Like I couldn't dream or wish or hope for like big things. And I guess now, not being with my spouse, when their energy left my energy, I felt free. Like I felt, I'm getting so personal. I hope this is okay to get this personal. But I just felt really free, and I felt like life is exciting, and I can do and dream and be and go to do all these things. Like I literally was like, I homeschool the kids, and me and the kids were like, we can go anywhere and do anything. Like I always had that idea of like, let's sell the house and let's buy a camper and let's just drive and go places and visit museums and go to shows and do things. but that wasn't what my person wanted to do. So it just kind of became like, sounded good, you know? And so now it just feels like I can literally do whatever I want. So my list, I'm going to be working on my list. You should be working on your list. By New Year's Eve, I'll share my list, if not before. Okay, so before I run out of time on my thing, let's read the next chapter. So 7 psychological biases that are making you resist your own growth. Growth is hard. Sometimes it's downright terrifying. It requires us to take an honest look at ourselves, to abandon what we've known, and to suspend ourselves in uncertainty without knowing when we'll ever find the next step. What this means is that we will remain what we have always been unless we consciously choose to become something else. Sure, everyone evolves and adapts over time, but if you aren't intentional about it, you'll end up the product of who and what is around you, and opposed to the authentic expression of what or who you really are. Growth is a required assignment. The only question is when we do it, and how. Why can't I talk? Hold on. Okay. And how long it takes for us to realize that we often have to defy some of our instincts in order to create a better reality for ourselves. Here are a few of those unconscious fears that prevent us from becoming all that we possibly can be, and how they might specifically be affecting you. Number 1. Oh my gosh, is this going to be really long? Okay, it's not that long. Okay, number 1. You have become comfortable being uncomfortable. In the same way that too much of a decadent dessert can overwhelm the taste buds and become unappealing, we reject intense emotional highs when we aren't used to them. Gay Hendricks, author of The Big Leap, calls this hitting this your upper limit. His theory is that people have a predisposed tolerance for happiness, and when our emotions exceed that limit, we begin to unconsciously self-sabotage in order to bring ourselves back to the more comfortable baseline. Any change, no matter how positive, will be uncomfortable until it is also familiar. Anytime you're looking to make a significant positive change in your life, a mindset shift must accompany it. If you don't believe you deserve to feel good, you'll limit your capacity for experiencing good things. If you're not used to life being easy, you'll make it hard to anchor yourself back down to what you're familiar with. Overcoming this is not a matter of overwhelming your system with positivity. It's actually a process of grounding yourself, expressing gratitude and shifting your belief system to reflect the idea that you are allowed to feel good, you are allowed to create goodness in your life, and you deserve the beautiful things that are blossoming. You don't need to keep uprooting them. Number 2, you don't know all your options yet. The human mind cannot accurately depict what it hasn't known yet. When you imagine a potential outcome for your life, what you're really envisioning is a solution to a past experience, a feeling you've had before and would like to maintain. What you cannot account for are the things that you wouldn't think to ask for because you don't know that you want them. Real growth requires genuine exploration, a period of trial and error. It requires you to first admit that you might not know what you want. This uncertainty is an unnerving experience, so most people avoid it completely. They numb out their fear of their unknown with mind-consuming activities, failing to realize that without allowing oneself to accept the unknown, the answers will always remain at bay. Instead of trying to construct an experience of happiness, we can find it in the moment if we're gearing our mindset to appreciating what we already have instead of planning how to acquire what we don't. Through this, we inch closer to what it is that actually makes us feel best, not what appears best or should be right from the outside looking in. Number 3, you believe that negative potential outcomes are more likely than positive ones. When you imagine all the possible outcomes for your life, the negative options probably seem more real than the positive ones. This is because the negativity bias, which is where we are inclined to believe that bad things are more real than good things because we're more afraid of them. Because one appears as a threat and the other doesn't. Our attention naturally gravitates toward the one we feel we need to be more aware of. However, it has the opposite effect of self-defense. When we believe too much in our negativity biases, we end up resisting change, taking fewer chances, and overall adjusting to a less optimistic outlook on life. Negativity bias limits us not because we aren't able to be realistic, but because we don't understand that positive outcomes are often more likely than worst-case scenarios. They just aren't as emotionally triggering. Number 4, you're staying loyal to what you've put a lot of time into, even if it's not what's really right for you long term. Ooh. You're most inclined to stick with what you've invested in the most, even if it's unviable long term, and even if a better opportunity is presenting itself. This is because of sinking cost fallacy. What this bias prevents us from seeing is that the ship is sinking anyway, and every additional ounce of effort, time, or resources that we put into this is yet another bit that we lose. We can't salvage it just because we've spent so much time believing in it. Sometimes even the things we've given everything to are just not what's best for us long term. It's hard to let go, but it's harder not to. Number 5, you are giving precedence to what you believed first. The brain tends to prioritize and overvalue whatever it is that we did, knew, saw, or learned first. This makes it hard for us to change course. Your very first approach and assessment of your career prospects are anchoring what you believe is possible today. Your very first introduction to certain geographical areas or life or types of people is likely the same way. Whatever you were exposed to first or believed in first is going to take precedence in your mind. It's important that you're aware of this, because when a better option presents itself, you have to be able to see it for what it is. Number 6, you're making a long-term assessment based on a short-term experience. When you decide that you'll never find love because you just went through a breakup, or consider yourself fundamentally awful looking because you're not loving your outfit today, or you're sinking in that feeling that you'll never find your way in life because you feel lost right now, what you're doing is extrapolating. Extrapolation is the projection of a single experience into a long-term assumption about life. This moment is not your life. This is a moment in your life. That's a quote by Ryan Holiday. What you're not realizing is that just because you're temporarily having a negative experience does not mean that it'll define the rest of your life in a way that you fear it will. What you're really saying is that you can't see a way out of your current circumstances because in some ways you don't completely control them. Instead of trying to form a definitive statement about how life is or isn't or will or won't be based on your temporary circumstances, try to see them for what they really are, an experience you're having currently that will eventually fade out as all others do. And number 7, you're using self-reflection as an escape mechanism rather than a way to actually change your life. When you begin something new, confirmation burp. Is this resonating? Oh my goodness. When we begin something new in our lives, it's almost always because we have a revelation about it or ourselves. We realize that we need to course correct. We have an aha moment about the people we want to be. We let go of what's holding us back. We find the courage. We embark upon our new path. This is often where people find themselves in a slump. While many people think the process of releasing the past and embracing the future is scary, it's also very freeing. So freeing, in fact, that the high of having epiphanies and life-changing realizations can sometimes eclipse the actual implementation of them. The honest truth is that no matter what you choose to do or be in life, to do it well and long-term, everything will become boring and momentous at some point or another. That's sometimes the reality of life. While you'll undoubtedly feel more peace and fulfillment pursuing what's really right for you, you're going to have down days. You're going to have periods of burnout where you're going to have moments of second-guessing yourself. And you're absolutely going to realize that it's often far more exciting and thrilling to decide to totally uproot and start again than it is to simply stick with the path day in and day out. That was so good. I need another drink. Hold on. My coffee got cold because it's chilly. All right, so tomorrow's chapter is everything that's truly right for you will make you feel at peace. That's a good one. All right, thank you guys for joining me. And I appreciate you sharing your time and energy with me. And I love these, and I love doing these. And I hope that you really enjoy them and are using the guidance and tools, even if it's just to hang out with me for a little bit every day. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment something and just let me know you made it all the way through. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.